Hello, Lori Michelle, Moshiach with commentary. Save Aunt Jemima and save the world. A very powerful statement, don't you think? Do you think it's overstated? Not at all. When I heard that Quaker Oats was removing Aunt Jemima because they were succumbing to the backlash of the origins of Aunt Jemima, which was slavery. That's what I've read. I don't know all the details, but with all of the riots and all of the protests in America, they now picked a new target for their anger. They want to remove discrimination and hatred from America. So we're going to abolish Aunt Jemima. I said, Hashem, Hashem, my Aunt Jemima. And I'm not kidding. I cried, real tears. I'm telling you, she's a member of my family. I said, Hashem, this is awful. I grew up with Aunt Jemima, a brand of pancake mix that I trusted my entire life. I love Aunt Jemima, the face. I trust her. What a beautiful face. And they're making it into something ugly and evil. She's the face of love. She's like my black Bubby, my grandmother. And they're going to abolish her because someone's insulted about where she came from. So I thought about it and I said, maybe I'm not compassionate enough. I'm not black, I'm a Jew. But I thought back to Egypt. The Jews were freed from Egypt. And you might say, well, that's not contemporary enough. But let's look at history. Hashem, the king of the universe, sent Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, into Egypt to free the Jews from slavery. And after that, over the thousands of years since they were freed from slavery, the Jewish people have contributed to humanity more than any other group of people. Not even arguable. It's the truth. They didn't play the victim, woe is me, the Egyptians owe us money, they owe us. They moved on and they moved up. They were, in my opinion, humble opinion, which he said is completely humble, they became heroes to the world. Nobel Peace Prize winners, science, literature, music, you name it, the Jews have achieved over these thousands of years. Who freed them from slavery, really? Truly, God is behind it all. And God freed the Black Americans from slavery through Abraham Lincoln, the Civil War. And if you read my book, I mention Abraham Lincoln. God was behind all of it. God freed the Black children from slavery. And so now we're talking about removing history. Aunt Jemima, we're removing her from the shelves. And I said yesterday, I need to talk about this. She's the face of love and trust. I love Aunt Jemima. They're killing my childhood. My Aunt Jemima, my black Bubby that I love. And he said, you should post about it. And I said, but I'm going to get backlash. There's probably no one else that agrees with me. And you know what he said? You're wrong. He said there's a lot of people who are very upset about removing Aunt Jemima. And then I read today, who's next? Uncle Ben. You're removing my Aunt Jemima, and then they're gonna cart off Uncle Ben and bury him. I feel like I need to sit Shiva and mourn for members of my family. What are you doing? What do you want? That's what I want to know. You're protesting, Quaker Oats, that they should remove this woman's face from pancake mix because of her origin. But what's your goal? You want to remove discrimination, hatred, and racism. And she's the opposite of that. Aunt Jemima is the face of a hero. And so this morning, as I'm preparing to do this commentary, I said, I think I need to find out online, Hashem, does anybody agree with me? And lo and behold, the family of the model who was the face of Aunt Jemima is protesting, and they are heartbroken. She was a hometown hero. Her name was Lillian Richard, I read. And I thought, I'm with you. She's a member of my family too. How dare you erase her from my life? Bad enough that I can't even get Aunt Jemima pancake mix in Israel. He says, maybe I can. I'm going to look for it, but they probably have already removed it from the shelves, Hashem. We'll see. I'm on a mission. I want to save Aunt Jemima, and I want to save the world. Why am I saying this? Because love, education, and charity will save the world. So what should Quaker Oats do? Well, maybe the origin of Aunt Jemima wasn't so wholesome. What should they do? Should they abolish her? Bury her like she never existed? No. What they should do is apologize for the origin, maybe. Hashem says yes. And make reparation, apology and repair, and give 10% of the profits to underprivileged children, inner city children. Make something good come from it. And praise the woman, Lillian Richard, who is the spokesperson for Aunt Jemima, the face that I fell in love with. Don't you love her? I love her. This is not the way to remove hatred and racism. The way to remove hatred and racism is to be the face of loving kindness. And that's who she was. She was a hero, not a victim. She was a victor. And that's something we should celebrate, not eliminate. You don't have to agree with me, but God, King of the universe, Hashem, he agrees with me. And I hope you will too. He says there's a lot more people out there who agree with what I just said than I realize. And I hope you're out there, because love, education, and charity will heal racism, not fear and victimhood. God bless you. Go online. There's more common sense in here. Buy the book. Let's come together. And let's save Aunt Jemima and save the world. Oh, God bless you.